Live soon. Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, or you've been here before but have not subscribed yet, please do so, and also hit that thumbs up button for me, and drop your comments, even if you're watching this on replay. Definitely want to hear your thoughts. Let's light up the chat. Knicks fans, it's a great win. It's great. Any win in the postseason is a great win. It was a difficult win. Totally went a different way than I had hoped it would go, even that I thought it would go. But at the end of the day, the Knicks took care of business. They got the W. They got the dub, and they tied it up 1-1. Now they're headed down to Miami, and it's going to be an interesting 2 games in Miami. Let's get to it right now. Shout out to the chat. Let's get into it. Here we go. New York Knicks win it 111-106 against the Miami Heat without Jimmy Butler, who did not play because of a sore ankle. He went all the way up until basically game time, but Julius Randle did play his first game of this round, and Jalen Brunson, who was also listed as doubtful yesterday, he ended up starting the game, and he had a rough beginning to the game. But, man, did he heat up and cook in that second half, and it made a world of difference. We're going to break it down. What was the difference in this game? Why? Who won? What, and all that stuff. But I will say this. I am incredibly proud of this team pulling out this win, no matter the circumstances. No matter the circumstances. It doesn't inject me with tremendous confidence moving forward. However, I don't want to overreact to it because it is Julius's first game back in this round. He suffered 2 ankle injuries. I thought he played a very good game. Excellent game for him. And then Jalen Brunson as well, who on the defensive end, Jalen Brunson, is, if he's compromised at all, bum ankle or, mostly anything with his legs and feet, it's going to hurt him even more on the defense because he's already near a traffic cone himself. I mean, he basically is a traffic cone, so it was difficult. This is why he needs to give us at least 30 points. And guess what? He did. He gave us 30 big buckets, 23 of them coming in the second half. That is big. That is big. But none of this happens. None of this happens. We're not even there without a tremendous game from, tremendous might be overstating, but a very, very good game. Well, no, I would say tremendous from R.J. Barrett. R.J. Barrett shot in this game 5 of 9 from the three-point line. Gave us 24 points, 8 of 17 overall. He really helped us stay around. We even got the lead. We won that second half. We actually won 3 of the 4 quarters, even though this final score is only a +6. Very, very tough game, man. I aged watching this game. I don't know about you guys. Shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for joining us. People are going to start rolling in. We got Joseph A in the chat. We got Splash 1976. Alex Quispe. Good to see you, man. Pops one. Carmelo Anthony was loving it, and it was great to see that. I love seeing that enthusiasm from him. A much-needed 4-day rest is coming. That's right, Juan Carlos. For sure. We do need it ourselves. Adrian Reality, what's up, brother? Way too close, man. Lion of Judah, what's up, man? Shalom, George, and blessings to you, my brother. A good game that we had to get going to Miami, tied them being down 0-2. For sure. We go down 0-2 to this team that they put out there without Jimmy Butler, no Tyler Hero, no Vic Oladipo, and we lose game 2 at our home floor. No, that would be devastating. I got a hair in my eye here. Sorry about that. It would have been devastating. So from that respect alone, pivotal win. It was just way too close, from my opinion. Way too close. And a lot of it comes down to Tom Thibodeau's defensive scheme. I mean, the way he wants his guys to play defense is something that a good coach, like an Eric Spoelstra, can exploit. And he basically told his guys in that first half, just shoot threes. They played their entire offensive scheme to get guys open on the three-point line, and they did it, and they exploited it, and they really hurt us in that first half. But like usually that happens, teams cool off eventually, no matter how hot they start. They cool off eventually. So that was a relief that they cooled off. But then, guys like Caleb Martin killed us on drives and circus shots, acrobatic layups. He's got a nice little finishing package. I don't even know if it's a package. He just has great athletic ability. He just throws up these shots and they go in. Gabe Vincent, the guy is playing out of his mind right now. Shout out to him. I'm just stunned by what he's able to do right now in the postseason, and he almost won this game for the Heat without Jimmy Butler. So it's hard to get too excited about this win. However, any win is a win. So any win is worthy of excitement, But at the same time, I'm tempering it because I have even though I made this whole speech in the pregame about we're playing with house money. The monkey's off our back. We got past the first round. All those things. At the end of the day, we're here. We want to win. We want to go as far as we can. We want to get to that Eastern Conference Finals. We want to completely extinguish the Heat from the playoffs. It's up to the Knicks to do it. This is a win. It helps us get us closer to it, but it doesn't infuse me with tremendous confidence moving forward, considering that they played without Jimmy Butler. However, it was Randall's first game back. Brunson is obviously compromised. Mitch Robinson was complaining about his hip. I remember when he landed hard, a big hard thud on his hip in game one, and it was bothering him. He wasn't as effective as he normally is, but luckily, Isaiah Hartenstein stepped up huge in the fourth quarter. And honestly, even though we had three guys scoring over 20 points, and Josh Hart hit two of the biggest three-point shots he's probably ever hit in his professional career from the corner in the fourth quarter. I think Isaiah Hartenstein gets the game ball. I do. I think he does. For what he gave to the Knicks in a pivotal moment when we were desperately trying to take the lead back and then hold on to it, his second chance opportunities he gave us, his playmaking, a couple of floaters, excellent. I am so excited about what Isaiah Hartenstein gave us. But this man, Julius Randle, on his first game back, 25 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists in Game 2 versus the Heat. He owned Bam Adebayo. He made Bam Adebayo his baby, his son, tonight. Bam ended up scoring only 15 points, but still 5 of 10, 8 rebounds, 6 dimes for Bam, but still nothing compared to this type of production. And then Josh Hart, as I mentioned. He had a rough going in the first half, was not as effective. They weren't respecting his three-point shot. They were leaving him open, and he wasn't respecting his own three-point shot. When he was shooting it, he wasn't shooting it with confidence in those first couple of quarters, but late in the fourth quarter, when the game is on the line, the dog in him came out, and he was in the right corner, literally the right corner, and that's the easiest corner. I mean, the corners are obviously the easiest threes. In the right corner, drilled the first one, drilled the second one, and then the third one was a little short, but guess what? Isaiah Hartenstein came in to keep the ball alive. I can't remember if he actually secured the offensive rebound or it was Josh Hart, but either way, he tipped the ball to keep that alive, and it ended up in a Brunson make, and that's what finally gave us some breathing room late in that fourth quarter. Outstanding fourth quarter for Josh Hart. Could not celebrate that enough. Let's see here. We got shout out to the chat. Yeah, hit that thumbs up button for me, guys. Share this video. Let's see. Let's keep going. There's the man. This guy. So, even though his stat line isn't going to be anything that exciting, right? But 26 minutes, just 3 points, 5 personal fouls. However, 9 rebounds. 9 rebounds for Isaiah Hartenstein. 4 of them offensive rebounds. Humongous. 1 assist, 1 steal, and he got a block. This guy was there for us, especially on a night when Mitch was struggling a bit. Mitch ended up with 6 points. He was a +4, but only 5 boards for Mitch Robinson. No blocks, no steals, no nothing. He definitely is compromised. That hip is bothering him, and having the extra days off in between game 2 and 3 because the Knicks don't play the Heat until Saturday on game 3, so he's going to have some extra time. Let's hope that Mitch can feel better and be closer to his true self because we need both these guys. We need them both. Let's get to the stats. Even though I've been rattling them off, as I mentioned, look at Randall. First game back, he plays 38 minutes. Brunson, with a bum ankle, was doubtful for this game, plays 39 minutes. R.J. Barrett plays 38 minutes. He did not play towards the end of the game, end of the fourth quarter. He did not close this game, and that's okay. He had played a lot of minutes early on, and he provided great offense, but he got tired chasing those little guards around like Vincent. He got tired of chasing Vincent around, and at the end, I think he played some decent defense throughout, but at the end of the day, it was the right move to not bring him back and close with Hart. Well, not that he would have taken Hart out. I guess he would have taken Grimes out, is what it would have been. But Grimes was out there for defensive presence. He played 26 minutes tonight. Again, only 3 field goal attempts. 1 of 3. Missed his 2 3-point attempts, but did finish with 3 rebounds. It could have gone either way. I could have been fine with having RJ out there, but RJ did look a bit gassed. I mean, he played 38 minutes, and he didn't even play late in the fourth quarter. So that just shows you how many minutes he was out there for. Josh Hart, he played 33 minutes, and then Isaiah Hartenstein, 26 minutes. The big story here is that our bench, even though Hartenstein did give us some nice minutes, our bench did not. They did not. And especially if you look at the plus-minus here, you can see Obi was a -8, quickly a -6. Grimes ended up being a +3, and Hartenstein like an even. But that just shows you that when the bench was in the game, the Knicks kept giving up leads, or getting us deeper into a bit of a hole. Not that we ever got too deep a hole because we kept battling around, but still, when you start imagining this game with a Jimmy Butler on the court, you start wondering, could the Knicks have won this game? I don't know. Honestly, I feel like we probably would have lost this particular game if Jimmy Butler had played. Just putting that out there. But either way, you play the team that's in front of you, and we see what goes. Because we are, like I said, Randall's compromised. Mitch is bad hip. Brunson's got a bad foot. He's getting cooked on defense. So 3 of our 5 starters are not doing that great. And our 4th starter would have been Grimes. He's also coming back from an injury. So really, we only have one true healthy starter right now, and it's R.J. Barrett, and he continues to deliver. Even though he did finish with a -5, those 24 points were huge to keep us around. And I love that. And his 3-point shot was outstanding today. Shout out to the chat. Who else we got? We got Stanley Mann in the house. What's up? Yes, no Deuce. I know. Thibs needs to put Deuce on Vincent. RJ cannot stay with this guy. Why doesn't Thibs play Deuce? Great question. That was one of my major questions. I had that question in the pregame show. I don't know. It's not like, yes, of course, we'd be lacking in some offense, but, Deuce can give us a couple threes once in a while, but the defense that he gives us slows those guys down. That's pivotal. Someone else on our team can pick up the offense. We need to get stops. We finally did string together some stops. We held the Heat to 105 points. They're the highest scoring team in the playoffs so far. So to keep them to 105 points shows that we did end up doing a decent job defensively. But again, no Butler, who is the highest scoring player in the playoffs so far. I think him and Booker are. So this is it's a tough game to look at and try to figure out how this thing is going to develop as the series goes on. There's too many variables happening. It's like, is Randall going to play better in Game 3 because, he's going to feel better. He's got extra days off in between these 2 games. He did look good. He looked spry. I don't know what's going on here. I got something in my eye. He did look good, but like Brunson, is he going to be able to get back into better condition by Game 3? Let's hope he does. And, there's no guarantee even that Butler will play Game 3. But I think now, with the game tied 1-1, if Butler is at all able to, put pressure and weight on that ankle, even if there's some pain, I think he will probably play in that Game 3. Because if Miami loses Game 3, I mean, the team that wins Game 3 so often wins the whole series. So I just don't see Jimmy Butler bowing out of Game 3 if he's anywhere near available. And, we saw footage of him. He doesn't really limping that much. So, I think we're going to see him back in this game. We got Silvery Gray in the house. What's up, man? We got Aiden Jones. Shout out to you, man. Juan Suarez. Good to see you, man. Big L139. Lennox. Man, attack Jimmy Butler. Yes, we can attack him. Even if he plays out there, we need to attack him. That's what's great about RJ. RJ will be attacking him, but I have a feeling that Butler will be put on somebody else, so he doesn't have to chase RJ around. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We got Pledger Wells. Good to see you, man. Johnny Davis. All right, man. Look, I'm just happy. That the series, because if we had gone down 0-2, it's pretty much over. It would take a tremendous series of events to get this game to the series to a Game 7 and for the Knicks to actually win it. So I am ecstatic that we're 1-1. I'm just not thrilled by how it unfolded. And that might be my hang up. Maybe you guys don't have that hang up, which is great, but that's how I'm feeling. Obi, no points. Put up some air balls. It's almost like the Obi from Game 1 was completely replaced. Like if he has a twin who doesn't really shoot as well as him, and that's who played tonight. That's what happened. It was really bizarre. The Miami Heat, though, on the other hand, look at this. Gabe Vincent, 4 of 12 from the three-point line, 21 points. Caleb Martin was the high scorer for them, 22 points. 8 of 15. He really hurt us. 4 of 8 from the three-point line, 8 rebounds, had 1 assist in 38 minutes. Bam, as I mentioned before, 15 points, no three-point attempts, 8 rebounds for him, but 6 dimes for Bam and 5 dimes for Gabe Vincent in 41 minutes. He did get slammed in the face at one point, some elbows from IQ. Man, IQ, I'll get into IQ a little bit later. That's a difficult situation with IQ. Strauss, he left for a period of time, but did come back in the game. He finished with 17 points. As you can see, look, the Heat, they lacked enough firepower. But you inject a Jimmy Butler back into the situation, it could be a totally different story. The good thing is that we limited Kevin Love's impact on this game. He only shot 2 of 8 from the three-point line, only 8 points, and the same for Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry, who cooked us in Game 1. I had zero belief that he would actually repeat the Game 1 performance in Game 2, and he didn't. 31 minutes for him, 3 of 9 overall, shot only 33%, missed all 4 of his three-point attempts. 6 points. Did finish with 4 rebounds and 6 assists, but really the Knicks were able to control the game when Lowry was out there. So I'm really happy about that. Duncan Robinson was hurting us in that first half tremendously, but he ended up cooling off a bit, finished 3 of 8 from the three-point line, 3 of 9 overall, finished with 9 points. There's moments, things that the team should be looking at. It's like, you know what? If you're guarding Duncan on the three-point line, no matter, even if it's like, if he's 4 feet behind the three-point line, don't give him the space. Don't be afraid of him driving. We want Duncan to drive. We don't want Duncan to throw up threes. And he did in the first half, and he splashed. He was splashing, but that was totally adjusted. And the real key to winning this game was in the fourth quarter, about beginning around, I'm just going to guess right now, around the 5-minute mark, we started defending. We extended our defense way out beyond the three-point line. We were guarding. I remember one possession where Randall just put his body on. I think it was Duncan or Strauss. I can't remember who it was, but he was a good 3 feet beyond the three-point line. He was right up his chest, right into the ball handler's chest himself, and made him give up the ball. And then he rotated over beautifully. And then all of the Knicks were way out beyond the three-point line. Not sure why we're not doing that at the jump. At the jump ball, we should play like that. The way that we've played during the regular season against teams who have good to competent three-point shooters, that ain't going to work. It ain't going to work because we're not going to be able to make up for it on our end from the three-point line. Today we were. But in general, over time, we're just not going to be able to match that. So we need to extend our defense out, not be so afraid of letting guys drive into the paint, because we also have great bigs who can recover, and I'd rather give up a contested 2 than an uncontested 3. That's just how I feel about it. I think the reason we lost game 1 is because of that exact reason. We gave up contested. We gave up uncontested 3s in game 1, but not today. We recovered it in the second half. Let's look at the team stats here. As you can see, the Knicks, we ended up shooting better. Now these are going to be the weirdest stats. Are you ready for this? This is the weirdest stats for this particular team. First time in a long time, we had fewer shot opportunities than our opponent. First time in a long time that we lost the points in the paint battle, 38-34. First time in a long time that we had more turnovers than our opponent, but we only had 11. So that is one reason why we were able to, hang on and win this game. Only 11, but the Heat only had 7. But they were able to get 22 points off of our 11 turnovers. So basically, they almost scored every time. Every time we turned the ball over, they scored. So they were a plus 13 in that column, which is why we were so desperate to get back, why we were under the gun here. However, the key difference tonight, free throws. The New York Knicks went to the charity stripe 13 times more than the Heat, and they connected on 9 more attempts. The Knicks shot 70% from the free throw line. Still not good. Got to be up there around 78, 79, 80%. But the Heat didn't shoot much better themselves. They shot 70.6, so almost identical, but we had 13 more attempts, which at the end of the day becomes the difference in the game, especially when you consider that they ended up with 3 more shot attempts, and we shot virtually the same, 45.1% for the Knicks, 44.7% for the Heat overall. And from the three-point line, the Heat were just heaving it. They almost put up 50 three-point attempts. They put up 49, but they hit only 17 of those, 34.7%. We connected on 40% of our three-point shots, and those 2 big monster three-point shots by Josh Hart late in that fourth quarter were the difference in this game. Woo! Yes. The New York Knicks, the key moment there was late in the fourth quarter. For about a 6-minute stretch, the Knicks went on a run, a 21-7 run, and that's where we took control of the game. Beautiful moment there. Like I said, Brunson had a big 3 with 4 minutes and 6 seconds left in that fourth quarter to get us within 3 points. And we were struggling there for a minute there. We were going to tie it or not, and we kept making some mistakes, some turnovers, which so frustrating. But then those Josh Hart threes came, and the second one gave us the lead 104-100 with 1:13 left. And it was after an offensive rebound. And then Julius Randle gets it. He misses, but he was fouled, and he went to the free throw line. I can't remember if he hit the 2, but that was fantastic. Let's see. Okay, I mentioned that. Hart was grimacing in pain. He was like rubbing his back on those free throws with about a minute left in the fourth quarter. So I'm not sure that'll be. Hopefully that's not an issue for later on. Shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for joining me here. We got Lex the Destroyers in the house, man. Lex says we're not afraid of Jimmy. We beat the Heat with Jimmy. We can do it again. I believe that as well. But the question is, do the players themselves believe it? Do they believe it? Quickly just doesn't look like himself. I don't understand why Obi was airballing threes. Meanwhile, he was our best three-point shooter in game 1. That's why young players are hard to depend on, because they're so inconsistent from one game to the next. The consistency comes later on when they find they discover their true role on an NBA floor. and they don't try to do too much or do too little. These guys are still trying to figure it out. Right now, I'm disappointed in how they played. I was really hoping for a big game from Quickly or RJ. RJ was the one who came through with another big game for him offensively. So really, really proud of that, man. We're in a good place from that standpoint. Tremendously good place from that standpoint. Man, look at that. 111, 105. Fantastic. So happy for this situation, man. So happy. Let's see. I have not been able to see any of the post-game interviews or whatnot, but it was nice to see Melo in the house celebrating, giving Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart big hugs at the end there. The Young Guns will bounce back. I hope so. I was hoping this was the game where Quickly bounced back. It's not yet. Maybe it'll be in Miami. He is, ironically, Quickly does play well on the road. So let's see. But he does play well on the road. Let's hope for the best with him. We got Damian Man. What's up? I think IQ and Obi will do better without the pressure of MSG. Once they get it together on the road, they'll do it at home afterwards. Love that. Love that. I believe that that's possible. I'm wondering, like, does this win, and I'll put this in the chat, does this win infuse you with more confidence that the Knicks can win the series or less confidence? That's really what I'm curious to find out about from you guys. Does this win give you more confidence or less? Okay. More or less. All right, there it is. I put that in the chat. Totally curious about what you guys think about that. All right. If there's any questions you guys have or whatever, just drop them in the chat, and I'll answer them. Let's see. But I'll tell you, at one point, the Knicks had their big three, RJ, Brunson, and Randall, by the end of the third quarter, had all scored over 30 points. And yet we were still losing. That was frustrating. But the beauty is the team as a whole responded in that fourth quarter and just took this game. So it's difficult. It's a difficult game to feel, I mean, from my standpoint, to feel too comfortable about. But I'm really curious to hear what you guys think in terms of that. Let's see. I think I got some, I'm getting some messages here. Yeah, Randall played really well. I'm really happy with Randall's performance. He looked better in this game than he looked all in the first round. So that should be a troublesome factor for Miami, because they don't really have too many guys who can size up with him at all. So if he's cooking, it's going to be really tough. I am so fascinated about what might happen in Game 3. It's in Miami, and I believe, let's see what time that game is in Miami. What time is that game on Saturday? So they got Wednesday off, Thursday off, Friday off, and they play. Oh, it's a 12:30 p.m. start. So it's a matinee in Miami on Saturday. Whew. Wow, we got to win that game. We've got to win Game 3. I'm a big proponent in taking down Game 3s. Let's see. John Smith, what's up, man? He said Evan Fournier has playoff experience with Boston and shows up against them, giving him some play. Now might be smart. What do you think? At this point, I don't see Thibs going to that right now, but I see your logic in it. Maybe if we're somehow we steal those two games down in Miami and we come back to New York up 3-1, and we're just desperate for some shooting, I could see Fournier getting some floor time. But at this point, I think he's not going to see anything unless there's something major happens negative, unfortunately. Yeah, I just don't see him getting time. Oh, you're looking forward to Eastern Conference Finals, huh? Okay. Well, I got to say, from what I saw last night, the Sixers and Celtics, It's as if we had lost this game without Butler on the court. The Sixers were able to beat the Celtics without Joel Embiid. The Sixers are the only team in the playoffs that have not lost yet. And they're doing it even without the MVP, who was awarded the MVP today. So some bizarre stuff's happening in that series, but it does show you that the Celtics are vulnerable. They are beatable. They don't seem to have the edge that they had last season, last playoffs. They're lacking it. So they're vulnerable. If the Knicks can sharpen themselves up on the defensive end, play more extended out on the three-point line defensively, and start knocking down some three-point shots, then I can see the Knicks making that series a go. I can see that happening. Because I think we ended up shooting pretty decently from the three-point line, right? Yeah, we shot 40%. 40%. Fabulous. I'll tell you, if you told me, look, George, we're going to put up 40 three-point attempts, and we're going to shoot 40%, and we're only going to win by 6 points, I would have been like, nah, we're going to win by like 18. So there it goes. That shows you right there. Shows you right there, man. In fact, I mean, in actual totality, the Heat connected on one more a three-point shot than we did. Of course, they put up 9 additional ones, so it's not, the efficiency wasn't there. But that just shows you that the three-point shot is such a lethal weapon. Yeah, what a weird game. What a weird game. Let's see. Oh, I didn't put this. I wanted to put. Here, hold on. I'm going to put this other shot chart thing up here because I think this is the comps are fascinating. Oh man. So let's see. Let me look at the. You guys feel more. All right. Good. I'm glad you guys feel more optimistic than I do. Does this win give you more confidence in the Knicks winning this series or less? 86%. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love that. All right, here we go. So let's go here. Here's the team comparisons. So look at this. So we did win the rebound war, which is essential for this team. Of course, that's our entire strategy. That we're a plus 20 in the rebounding, and our assists were up almost equal to the Heat, so that's excellent. And in the stocks categories, we actually won that, but not by much. We only had 4 steals and 2 blocks, 6 to their 3 combination of steals and blocks. So we're at least a plus 3 there. Turnovers, though, we were up on the turnovers, which is a bummer. But the field goal percentage, we won that. 3-point percentage, we got that. And the free throws were almost equal, but we had more attempts. But look at the fast break points. Miami Heat had 0 fast break points, but we only had 5. We only had 5. And once again, at least once or twice a game, Hart, blows a 3-point, a layup, which I'm finding it shocking because he does such a great job of getting to the hoop. His touch isn't quite there, but he picked it up late in that third quarter, which I love about that. Second chance points, we were a plus 9. We had 16 over Miami's 7 second chance points. And really, if we keep winning that category by a significant amount, we are going to keep winning games in this series. But the points in the paint, that is, I haven't seen Knicks lose the points in the paint in a very long time. This was truly an uncharacteristic game for the Knicks. So who knows what's going to happen in Game 3? I am fascinated. And who knows, I mean, unfortunately, so many days in between, anything can happen in between. Let's see, we got Bowen Chen in the house. What's up, brother? Let's see, and Simeon Toko. What's up, man? We got over 100 in the chat. That's awesome. Hit that thumbs up button for me and drop your comments later on. If you have any thoughts that didn't come up while we were watching this, I read them all. Definitely appreciate that. And share this video. And subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, definitely subscribe. If you're new in the chat, drop a hashtag new. I'll shout you out. That'd be great. We got Damien says the Larry Bird work ethic would be good for our guys. He used to practice shooting 500 to 1,000 shots per workout. That's true. That's true. I do think that Quickly is that kind of guy. RJ is that kind of guy. We have some guys that are like that. We really need Quickly to figure it out. We really need him to figure out. There's no way that the Knicks can continue with Quickly. I mean, just putting up 3 shot attempts, making no threes, 26 minutes. Only 3 shot attempts for Quickly. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was looking at Grimes. Quickly was 3 of 7 in just 9 minutes. So Quickly put up 4 more shots in 15 less minutes than Grimes. 3 of 7 overall. So he was 3. Oh, so he hit all 3 of his shots inside the arc, but just missed all 4 of his 3-point attempts. That shot has to start dropping. Has to start shot. If the Knicks really have any hopes of getting further, let's say if we have any real hopes of beating the Heat and then going into the Eastern Conference Finals the next round, and whether we face the Sixers or the Celtics, we're going to need Immanuel Quickley to hit his 3-point shot. We're going to need it. Just like we're going to need Grimes to hit his 3-point shot. Look, Jalen Brunson, he got the memo. He took 10 3-point shots, hit 6 of them. He shot 60% from the 3-point line. Perfect. That's what you need. That's how you beat a zone. That's how you beat a team that is hurting you with the 3-point shot. Because there's no guarantee that when you drive to the paint, and even if you make the bucket, that you're going to get the and one call. So each time you do that, and they pick up a 3 on the other end, you're losing a point. So this is great that Jalen readjusted the situation. And if you look at the combination of Randall, Brunson, and RJ, they shot 14 of 38. No, 14 of 28. No, 14. What am I talking about? Yes, 14 of 28 from the 3-point line. Wow, they shot 50% combined from the 3-point line. I mean, just Brunson and RJ alone shot 11 of 19 from the 3-point line. And yet, the game was too tight. Too tight. Damn. All right, going to end the poll here. You guys feel pretty good. I'm glad. I'm really happy to hear that. Really happy to hear that. It's good. It's funny, like the optimistic in the group. The optimist in the group isn't as optimistic as everybody else. That's funny, man. Oh, man. Well, this tremendous win, guys. Tremendous win. Cannot be overstated how important this win is for obviously the life of the potentiality of the Knicks overtaking the Heat eventually in this series. It does feel like this is going to be a 7-game series. It's just feeling that. It's got that vibe, because even when Jimmy comes back and then Randall feels a little better, and even if Quickly wakes up, it's going to be a back and forth. I'd be happy if we came back to the Garden tied 2-2, but I want to get that game 3. You get that game 3, then it puts you in that situation to be able to steal game 4, just like we did in the previous round. But we were the ones on the road. So it was the reverse. So we were in a Miami situation where Miami was able to hold home court and win. The Knicks were able to hold home court and win those 2 games against the Cavs. That's what Miami's going to try to do. So we need to undo that. We need to go there, take game 3 away from them, put the fear, put that panic into them. They look too comfortable right now. Miami looks way too comfortable. That's why they're hitting those threes. We need to get them a little frazzled. We need to make them sweat. That's how we do it, by taking game 3. Thibs needs to readjust his defensive scheme in the first quarter to what he was doing in the fourth quarter. Extend that defense out further and rotate and switch a little less switching. Too many times we left guys wide open. The Heat did miss some wide open shots because we were scrambling around, playing some great defense on one end on the floor, but on the other end, once the ball gets out there, guy has a free look. You know, one of our guys is running literally almost halfway across court to block the shot, and there's no way. And for a long period of time, the Heat were connecting on those, but those did suddenly go. They did end up going away in that fourth quarter. Let's see. We got who do we got here? We got Pleasure Wells, man. What's up? Each game is a chess game. Knicks will figure it out. Love that optimism. I love that. It is a chess game. That is true. That's why I'm thrilled, obviously, that we won this game. And maybe I just went into it with too many preconceived notions about how we should win it. And that maybe that's tempering my enthusiasm for how we won this game. But at the end of the day, those big 3-point buckets from Josh Hart, the big buckets from Randall, we won this game 111-105. The Knicks are now 5-2 in the playoffs. They're tied 1-1. So the series begins again. And now we have regained home court advantage. So now we go down to Miami. Did we regain home court advantage? Oh, no. Yes. No, they have 3 games at home. We only have 2. So they still have home court advantage. That's why we need to win that third game. We win that third game, we regain home court advantage. Let's see here, man. Juan Suarez is going to game 3. That's awesome. I'm jealous. NASA from NYC, what's up? Knicks also keep leaving their feet on 3-point line, leading to easy swing passes for wide open Heat threes. Very true. Yeah. Though I did see less of jumping and leaving your feet, trying to defend guys once they were inside, like especially in the paint area. I saw a little bit less of that, so that was good. That was positive. Less dumb fouls, which is why we were able to have a plus 13 in the free throw attempts column. I think overall the Knicks executed decently. It just makes you wonder that if, like, what would we have? How different would this game have been if Jimmy Butler was out there? That's the one major question. But the thing is, with Jimmy Butler with with an ankle like that, I mean, I feel like there's probably like an 80% chance he will play in Game 3, no matter what. But you never know. That ankle could not really respond to treatment. It may need just whatever time it needs. Ankles need a couple of weeks sometimes. So this will be a full week, almost a full week. He sprained it on Sunday. Next game is Saturday. It's almost an entire week. And that's just not necessarily enough time. But they don't necessarily have enough time. So I expect him to play. But he will be compromised. So we should be able to attack Jimmy, make him work hard. And he's not necessarily going to be as effective as he's been. So we need to exploit all of that. I'm really looking forward to that. Let's see, man. RJ. I loved RJ's game today offensively. I just wish that he had been a little bit better on the defensive end. I really wish he had been a little bit stronger on the defensive end. I feel like he let guys blow past him way too many times. He was chasing, and that maybe that tired him out. You never know. Let's see here. Hartenstein said, just not the little stupid fouls. I think most of my first 3 fouls were all little stupid fouls. Good. What I love about our players, and I don't know if you guys have noticed this or whatever, but they all seem to be very in tune with what's happened. None of them are delusional. None of them like talk shit. None of them. They all seem to be aware of what went right and what went wrong. So that does infuse me with confidence. I love that. Let's see here. What else we got? All right. Well, we're going to be wrapping this up pretty soon. Let's see. Thibodeau on Jalen Brunson. He said, this is who he is. Great leader. Great toughness. He never disappoints you. Sometimes we can fall short, but there's no quit in him. That is absolutely true. And that part is what's changed everything for us. Jalen Brunson has just been a tremendous revelation. Best free agent signing the Knicks have made in years. There's like no doubt about that. And Isaiah Hartenstein, fantastic free agent signing, totally undoes the poor free agent signings of the year before. Where we signed Fournier and Kemba. It completely changes all of that. So shout out to Leon for that. Everyone should be smiling in the Knicks-Verse. in the Knicks family, the Knicks nation. Knicks have tied this game up 1-1. Fantastic win. Can't wait for Saturday. I'm so hyped for it. Unfortunately, it's going to be a super early game for me. It's going to be I'm going to be watching it with my breakfast. Maybe we'll get a McDonald's Egg McMuffin or something. But I wore this shirt. This shirt, I was wearing it the first half of game 1, but it was, it was a dirty shirt. I took a shower at halftime. I was like, I got to look presentable for the post game. And I put on a different shirt. Knicks collapsed. Didn't take care of business. I've been wearing this shirt for all of the Knicks wins. I'll be wearing this on Saturday. That's right, brother. That's right. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, man, Jay. Shout out to Jay for the super chat. Salute. Your guy IQ has been a complete bust. Totally. Offensively, he's been a complete bust. He really disappointed me today. Not sure. Is he overwhelmed by the moment? It's really a bummer. But I still would like to see him out on the court with Brunson. One of the things that worked, and one of the reasons that Brunson started shooting better in that fourth quarter, and he made some key monster buckets, some monster threes, is because he was playing off ball. The ball was in Randall's hands, or in Hart had the ball in his hands for a period of time, and that helps to give Brunson a breather, man. And then you find him for a nice catch and shoot, and he hits that three. Beautiful. Because he was a three-point shooting opportunity that we were not exploiting. We were just giving it to him and letting him take it off the dribble, which is a much more difficult three-point shot to attempt instead of a catch and shoot. So great adjustment by the Knicks to put him off ball in that fourth quarter. Great adjustment for him. Let's see here. Okay. Kaiser Soze, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. All right, we're going to wrap this up. This was a really important win for the franchise. Knicks are tied 1-1. It's going to be a battle. Game 3 is going to be a battle, but there's still a lot of unknowns. We don't know if Jimmy Butler's going to play. We don't know who's going to come out of this game with a sore whatever, because it seems like, with in the playoffs, everyone's putting it all out there, and it's tough for them to stick to it. We got another super chat from Jay. Jay, I can't show the super chat on the screen in this particular software that I'm using. It wasn't the same as I did at halftime or in the pregame. Jay says, I'm concerned about our defense versus Heat. What can we do, George? Why do we play this way? Well, I was talking about this earlier. Not sure when if you just joined the stream or whatever, but I was talking about this earlier. Thibs are our defensive scheme. We all know what it is. It's protect the paint at all costs. And the costs are open threes. Now, when you have a team like the Heat, who have caught fire in the playoffs, they are the best three-point shooting team in the playoffs, even though they, from post All-Star game, they were only the 14th best three-point shooting team in the league. But now they are the number one three-point shooting team in the playoffs, or maybe not so much after this game, but they were going into this game. And that's just the way Thibs plays. But that type of approach has to be changed, and I saw him change it up, Thibs, in the fourth quarter. As I mentioned before, we extended the defense out. And to give you an example, and I mentioned it before, but there was one play where it was either Duncan Robinson or Strus or Caleb Martin. I can't remember who it was, but they had the ball on above the break on the left side, but a good 3 feet behind the arc, and Randall was guarding him. This was kind of like on the 2.5-minute mark of the fourth quarter, and instead of kind of like sitting back and giving the guy space to see what he's going to do, Randall immediately closed the gap, put his chest right up to the ball handler, and took away an opportunity for this guy to get a clean look from the three-point line. That is extending the defense. And then they tried to swing the ball around, but it didn't matter because the other two Knicks on the other side were also playing extended beyond the three-point line. That's the adjustment that Thibodeau's going to have to make, that the Knicks are going to have to make. They're going to have to play further out than they're used to. Just has to happen because we cannot keep giving up three-point shots to this team. The only way that we lose this series is if the Heat keeps hitting their three-point shots and we make too many turnovers. That's the key. We got to keep the turnovers down. Of course, we got to get our offensive rebounds, but I feel like that's going to happen. But we cannot give them open looks. That is the key to the defense here. Look, if Duncan Robinson wants to try and drive past you as a defender, so be it. He tried to do it late in the fourth quarter, tried to put up a floater. It was short because that's not his game. That's not what he does. So that's how we're going to win this game. That's how we're going to win this series. We have to suffocate them beyond the three-point line. Give them no space. Now, unfortunately, the downside of that is that you expend a lot more energy. So that's why I want to see guys like Deuce in there. Give them a few extra minutes. Let them do that hard work, and disrupt their rhythm, these outside shooters' rhythms. Because if we do that, I thought this was going to be a blowout game, and it wasn't at all. It wasn't even close to that because of their three-point shooting. But we were able to come back with our own three-point shooting in this game. But the thing is, we can't depend on our three-point shooting being there. We shot 40% today. Doesn't mean we're going to shoot 40% in Game 3. This was probably, I'm not sure, but it might be our best three-point shooting game of the postseason. But we haven't been there. We've been the worst three-point shooting team in the entire playoffs so far. So we can't count on us being able to match the opponent 3 for 3. So we have to be able to impact their three-point shooting percentage negatively. And the only way I see that is by extending our defense, not dropping coverage as much, and not switching as much, honestly. So let's see. And fighting over screens. That's one thing. RJ is a little big. He has a hard time fighting over screens, and that does impact his ability to catch up and disrupt the three-point shooter. But he's been doing better as of late. And we got to take care of the ball, for sure. The Case Singh says they make us play out of our strength, so we need to do the same to them. Absolutely. Well, that's what playoffs are all about. Getting the opponent, force them to play outside of their comfort zone. That's what we got to do. I don't think we have done that yet to the Heat, but we're tied 1-1. So if we can figure that out, we're going to get this series. This is why I'm really excited about this win. Even though it was ugly, it was brutal, we didn't win it with conviction, but we won it. And that is the key. We can take care of business. Even if it goes 7 games, the last game is on our home court, and it could be exactly like the way this game went. But if somehow we're able to work through some of the kinks in our defense and in our offense over the next 3 days before Saturday and come out and be the type of, we've seen this team excel where we've had a juggernaut offense. I've seen it. We've seen it. If we can have one of those type of games in Game 3 and take that game in a resounding fashion, we're set up beautifully to win the rest of this series. Fingers crossed. Let's hope for that. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this. My name is George. I really appreciate all the support. Shout out to Jay for the super chats. Really appreciate that. I hope I was answered your question effectively. Nick Yak says, Quickly has 8 assists in 7 games and shooting threes at 24%. Give McBride minutes. I'm with that. But thing is, we didn't win 47 games without Emmanuel Quickly. He was a key reason. There was a reason why he was in the running for Sixth Man of the Year. So we're not going to go far without Emmanuel Quickly, and Thibs knew that, which is why he gave him that extended time. He had he actually only played 5 straight minutes. Is that right? I don't think he played it all in the fourth quarter. I'm not sure about that. Quickly ended up playing 9 minutes. All right, he had only played 5, so he played 4. Yeah, he's got to play better. There's no doubt about that. But I feel good. I feel good about the win. I just wish it had been a little more convincing. So maybe that comes on Saturday. All right, guys. I will put together a video, a more comprehensive analytical video in between now and Saturday's game that'll break down the series itself, and what directions the series might go, depending on if Jimmy does play, if doesn't play, and what we can expect from Randall, what kind of adjustments, further adjustments Thibs can make after I rewatch the game. That'll really help. So we'll see. But I'm feeling great about this. You guys should all feel fantastic about this. Our New York Knicks are now even the series, and we're going back to Miami. I love it. All right, guys. Thank you for watching this. Again, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Hit the thumbs up button for me. And if later on, any thoughts about like adjustments that you think Thibs might make or the Knicks should make, or weaknesses that we can exploit, just drop them in the comments. I'll read them all. I really appreciate that. It really helps me a lot when it comes to breaking down the videos, breaking down the team and the games themselves. All right, so please do that. Let's see here. Our bench was atrocious. Yeah, our bench was pretty foul. Let's see. Our bench, we only scored. Our bench scored 12 points, but their bench didn't do too much better. I mean, they did, I guess, 22 points. 22 points, so we were outscored by 10. Our bench was outscored by 10 from the Heat's bench. Damn. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this. I've been signing off like 3 different times, but it's all hyped up. All right, thank you. Really appreciate the whole support. Let's go Knicks, man. We're looking good. We're sitting pretty. We got our two guys. We got our Randall back. Brunson was able to play. I love it. I hope his ankle. He wakes up tomorrow and his ankle still feels good. Same with this brother right here. And Mitch is nursing that hip. I saw Hart touching his back during taking those free throws at the very end of the game. Let's hope everybody regains their health and they get some rest here. I think Thibs resting the guys yesterday was a smart move. That was a very smart move. They seemed a little fresher, but not as sharp. So in the beginning, but that totally changed as the game went on. Excellent. All right, man. I'll see you guys around.